Hi, myself Raghuvamshi. I have 5 year plus experience as a gate trainer. I teach total thermal part and heat transfer. The thermal part consists of thermodynamic basic concepts, power plant engineering, IC engines, refrigeration and air condition. After that, heat transfer. If you see the gate weightage for total thermal and heat transfer, we can expect 14 to 18 marks. Sometimes it may reach up to 20 marks also. Now, I am going to start a beautiful subject, that is heat transfer. Before entering into the subject, as we are engineers, we have to ask ourselves some questions. What are those? Why we are going to study this subject? What is the use of this subject and where we are going to apply this subject knowledge? As we are engineers, first we have to understand the basic concepts. After that, we have to analyze, and the engineer work is to improve the efficiency of any mechanism. That is the main duty of an engineer. Now, as a student, first you need to understand the basic concepts of the subject. The reference textbooks for heat transfer are, for conceptual purpose, take Sengel and Pauls. For numericals, take D.S. Kumar. The gate weightage for heat transfer are, we can expect 4 to 8 marks. Only in conduction topic, you have to remember at least 15 to 20 equations, which is difficult. But if you listen my classes completely, no need to remember a single equation, especially in conduction topic. If you just remember the 3 basic Father equations, nothing but the differential equation of conduction for plane slab, cylinder and sphere. If you remember these 3 Father equations, it's enough. No need to remember any other equations in conduction topic. If you listen my classes completely, I can assure you, by remembering these Father equations, you can solve any type of problem in conduction topic. Okay, let's begin the classes. Please maintain running notes, which will be helpful in quick revision. Anyway, we are providing material in our Telegram channel. The link provided in description. The heat transfer subject is very easy if you understood the basic concepts very clearly. Now, before that, you have to understand what is meant by thermodynamics. Science of thermodynamics deals with the amount of heat transfer as a system undergoes a process from one equilibrium state to another equilibrium state. But there is no reference how long the process will occur. Yes, but in engineering practices, we are often interested in the rate of heat transfer. What is the rate of heat transfer? The amount of heat transferred per unit time. For example, consider internal combustion engine. We know that during power stroke, some amount of heat will be generated, and these heat pressure forces exerted on the piston head so that the piston move in vertical direction, and this reciprocating motion converts into rotary motion. Now, as the process is going on, the cycle is going on, the internal temperature increases. If the internal temperature exceeds greater than the maximum peak temperature, what happened? There will be wear and tear in the internal combustion engine parts. Now, to maintain the internal temperature below the maximum peak temperature, we have to increase the rate of heat transfer from combustion chamber to the surroundings. So, to maintain the internal temperature below the maximum peak temperature, we have to increase the rate of heat transfer from system, that is internal combustion, to the surroundings. This is an example of where we have to calculate the rate of heat transfer. So in engineering practices, we are interested in to calculate the rate of heat transfer, that is the amount of heat transferred per unit time. Some more applications. Related to mechanical engineering, boilers. What is meant by boiler? It converts water into vapor state. Condensers, evaporators, etc. Now these are the devices where we are interested in to calculate the rate of heat transfer. Hope you understood. Now the limitations of thermodynamics. First limitation. In thermodynamics, we have studied that the heat transfer takes place from higher temperature region to lower temperature region. Let us say T1 is greater than T2. Now we know that heat transfer takes place from higher energy particle to lower energy particle, higher temperature region to lower temperature region. Now this heat transfer takes place up to thermal equilibrium. But we don't know what is the time taken to reach thermal equilibrium. Now this concept is not explained in thermodynamics. This is the first limitation of thermodynamics. Now second limitation, thermodynamics did not explain the modes of heat transfer. We know that the modes of heat transfer are conduction, convection, radiation. Right? Now these modes of heat transfer is not explained in thermodynamics. This is the second limitation of thermodynamics. Now the third limitation, thermodynamics did not explain the concept of internal heat generation. And fourth limitation, and TD did not explain about the concept of critical thickness of insulation, which is very, very important for gate point of view and very, very interesting concept. Now, these are the limitations of thermodynamics. To overcome these limitations, a new subject has been introduced, that is heat transfer. Okay, hope you understood. In thermodynamics, we always calculated heat transfer in joules. But when it comes to heat transfer, we calculate rate of heat transfer. Very, very important. Now the units are joule per second, or known as watt. Okay, 1 watt is equal to joule per second. Right. Hope you understood the limitations of thermodynamics. To overcome these limitations, we have introduced a new subject, that is heat transfer. Now, we will see what are the chapters under heat transfer. Now, the chapters under heat transfer are the first unit, conduction, which is very, very important, especially for gate point of view. And next chapter, convection, radiation, and last, heat exchangers. As I said, conduction is very, very important for gate point of view. Now I'm going to start this subject with basic concepts. In this class, we discuss the basic concepts. What are basic concepts? Now I am going to explain the modes of heat transfer. We know that modes of heat transfer are conduction, convection, and radiation. Now I explain these modes of heat transfer in practical manner. First, I will explain what is the practical meaning, what is the physical meaning of conduction, and what is the practical meaning of convection and radiation. Now listen carefully. These are very, very, very important. Now the modes of heat transfer. The modes of heat transfer, first one, conduction, convection, now before explaining the definitions of these conduction, convection, radiation, I want to explain what is the physical meaning of conduction. Now listen carefully. It is the mode of heat transfer which takes place from higher energy particle to lower energy particle as a result of interaction between molecules or particles in a stationary medium. Very, very, very important. So what is the physical meaning of conduction? For example, this is left side wall, temperature T1, and this is right side wall, temperature T2. Say T1 is greater than T2. In all modes of heat transfer takes place from higher to lower temperature region. Now conduction is a mode of heat transfer in which the heat transfer takes place from higher temperature region to lower temperature region as a result of interaction between the particles in a stationary medium. Now see one example. Say these are particles in this body. We know that heat transfer takes place from T1 to T2. Now, as a result of interaction between these molecules, now the molecule or particle which is adjacent to the higher temperature wall will absorb some heat. The adjacent particle transfer heat to the next adjacent particle without moving, and the next second molecule transfer heat to the another adjacent molecule without movement. Like this, the heat transfer takes place through the particles from higher temperature region to lower temperature region in a stationary medium. Whatever the medium may be. The medium may be solid, gases or liquids. If the medium is stationary, then the mode of heat transfer is known as conduction. See, there is an interaction between the particles. That interaction is varies from medium. That I will explain later. Now, first, what is the physical meaning of conduction? The heat transfer takes place from higher to lower temperature region in a stationary medium. Whatever the medium it may be, when the medium is stationary, then the mode of heat transfer is known as conduction. Now, what is the physical meaning of convection? See here. Say this is T1 and this right side wall temperature is T2. The physical meaning of convection is, this is also a mode of heat transfer. In this, the particle themselves carry heat from higher temperature region and supplies that heat to the lower temperature region. Say for example, assume this is heat. This is a room and this right side, left side wall temperature as T1 and this temperature as T2. Say T1 is greater than T2. Now the heat transfer takes place from higher to lower temperature region. Now assume I am the particle in this object. Now I am adjacent to the higher temperature region. Now I am absorbing the heat from higher temperature region and themselves, myself carrying this heat, supplying this heat to the lower temperature region. Now this mode of heat transfer is known as convection. Hope you understood. In the mode of convection, the heat transfer takes place from higher to lower temperature region, but the fluid molecule, the particle themselves carry from higher temperature region to lower temperature region. This mode of heat transfer is known as convection. Okay, and this mode of convection, this mode of heat transfer always occurs in let us say this is a solid object and it is surrounded by a fluid medium. It may be air or gases or liquids. Okay, it is a mode of heat transfer between solid surface to fluid medium or fluid medium to solid medium. Okay, this always occurs between solid surface to fluid medium and fluid medium to solid medium when the fluid is motion. Now last, radiation is a mode of heat transfer. It is also a mode of heat transfer, but radiation mode of heat transfer does not require any medium. It may travel even in vacuum. It does not require any medium. It may travel in solid, gases, liquids or even in vacuum. It is the energy emitted by a particle in the form of electromagnetic waves as a result of changes in electronic configuration of atoms or molecules. According to Provost's law, every substance above 0 Kelvin will emit some energy in the form of electromagnetic waves. The energy emitted in the form of electromagnetic waves is known as radiation, and these electromagnetic waves travels with the speed of light, and I will explain clearly in radiation topic. Now these are the concepts: conduction, convection and radiation. Hope you understood what is the physical meaning of conduction, convection and radiation. Now let us enter into the conduction topic. Now we'll discuss what are the governing equation for conduction as well as convection and radiation. First, conduction. You may ask one question here. Sir, you are saying that conduction occurs in solids as well as in fluids. As the fluids are not stationary, how the conduction is occurring? So you said that conduction occurs in stationary medium. But how the mode of heat transfer as a conduction occurring in fluids? I will give a beautiful example. Now listen carefully. Now we will see how the mode of conduction occurring in solids as well as in fluids. Now in solids, let us say this is a solid object. Now these are the particles. We know that the conduction mode of heat transfer occurs from higher to lower temperature region in a stationary medium. Now this is a solid object. In solids, the conduction is due to, in solids, conduction is due to, first one, free flow of electrons, with the help of free flow of electrons, and second one, lattice vibration of molecules in lattice. Okay, in solids it may be metal or non-metal. The mode of conduction is occurs due to it transfers through the particles as a result of interaction between the molecules by doing vibration and with the help of free flow of electrons. The heat transfer takes place from higher to lower with the help of free flow of electrons and lattice vibration. For non-metals, we know that in non-metals the free flow of electrons are absent. So obviously the conductive mode of heat transfer in non-metals is carried by only vibration of molecules in lattice. Now in fluids, let us see how the mode of conduction occurring in fluids. Take an example. Both are similar cases. In the first case, the top plate has cold plate, say temperature T2, and the bottom plate hot, say temperature T1. Now we know that heat transfer takes place from higher to lower temperature region. In the second case, both are same conditions, but the top plate is hot plate, temperature T1, and bottom plate as cold, say temperature T2. Now we know that heat transfer takes place from, in first case, from T1 to T2, from bottom plate to top plate. Inside we have a fluid in both cases. Now the fluid molecule which is adjacent to the bottom plate will absorb some heat. By absorbing heat, its temperature increases. Yes or no? When temperature increases, what about its density? We know that ideal gas equation is equal to PV equal to mRT, and P is equal to mass by volume as density or T, rho or T. Now what is the relation between density and temperature? For example, pressure constant. Now the relation between temperature and density is inversely proportional. So when temperature increases, the density decreases. When the fluid molecule density decreases than the above layers, what happened? This fluid molecule move in upward direction. See, in this case, the fluid molecule themselves carrying heat from higher temperature region and supplying that heat to the lower temperature region. Hope you understood. Now, what is the mode of heat transfer? The fluid molecules themselves carrying heat from higher temperature and supplying to the lower temperature region, then this mode of heat transfer is known as convection. See, by absorbing heat from higher temperature region, its temperature increases. When temperature increases, density decreases. When density decreases, this fluid molecule becomes lighter than the above layer fluid molecules. What happened? It becomes lighter and moves in upward direction as a density difference. So, this mode of heat transfer is known as convection. Now, come to the second case. Very, very, very interesting. The fluid molecule which is adjacent to the hot plate will absorb some heat. Yes, we know that. By absorbing heat, the temperature of the fluid molecule increases. Density decreases. We know that when density decreases, this fluid molecule becomes lighter, and this fluid molecules wants to move in upward direction, but there is a restriction of top plate. This fluid molecule cannot move in upward direction. Then what happened? After some time, after saturation, this fluid molecule absorb heat up to its saturation. After that, simply it supplies to the another adjacent molecule, another adjacent fluid molecule by collision of, simply by colliding, or we can say collision of molecules. Now the second layer of fluid molecule absorb heat up to its saturation. After that, it supplies, simply transfer heat to the another adjacent molecule. Like this, the heat transferred through the molecules by collision without moving. See here, as it is a fluid, this fluid molecule cannot transferring heat from higher temperature to lower temperature. Simply it transferring heat to the adjacent molecules by doing collision. Now can I say the fluid molecules are stationary? When the fluid molecules are stationary, then the mode of heat transfer is known as conduction. See, the heat is transferred from higher temperature to lower temperature region. Heat is transferring through between the molecules, fluid molecules, without movement. Now can I say it is stationary? When the medium is stationary, the mode of heat transfer is known as conduction. Now can I say the conduction occurs in solids as well as in fluids. This is the example of conduction occurs in fluids. Now in fluids, conduction is due to collision of molecules. Hope you understood. Now the governing equation of conduction is Fourier law. According to Fourier law, write down definition. According to Fourier law, the rate of heat transfer is directly proportional to the area which is normal to heat flow. See this. We have to take which area? This area which is normal to heat flow. For example, This is T1 and this is T2. Now heat is transferring in this direction. We have to take which area? Normal to heat flow, this area. Hope you understood. The heat transfer, the rate of heat transfer according to Fourier law, the rate of heat transfer is directly proportional to the area normal to the heat flow and temperature difference through the layer or through the slab, and inversely proportional to the thickness of the layer. We can say the dt by dx as temperature gradient. Now this is the definition of conduction heat transfer according to Fourier law. This is a conduction is directly proportional to the area which is normal to heat flow and its temperature difference, and inversely proportional to the thickness of the slab or layer. Now dt by dx is known as temperature gradient. What is meant by temperature gradient? Variation of temperature with the thickness of the layer. Okay. Now by removing proportionality, Q is equal to K A dt by dx, where K is thermal conductivity. I will explain what is the physical meaning of thermal conductivity in next class. Now see here. What is the value of dt by dx? dt is T2 minus T1. For example, let us say T1 is 100 and T2 is 50 degrees centigrade. Now what will be T2 minus T1? This is always in negative quantity. Yes. Now the dt by dx is always we get in negative quantity. But in heat transfer subject, we always interested in calculate the amount of heat transfer. We are not interested in sign convection. So to make this heat transfer, the rate of heat transfer in positive quantity, we have introduced a negative sign, that is minus K A dt by dx. Okay. Now convection. Now make a heading. Convection. It is a mode of energy transfer between solid surface and adjacent fluid medium. We know that in convection, the fluid molecules themselves carry heat from higher temperature region to lower temperature region with the help of fluid molecules carrying from higher to lower temperature region. Now the convection is classified into first one, natural or free convection. Why we call it's a natural convection or free convection? And second one, forced convection. Or simply we can say convection is known as heat transfer plus fluid motion, bulk motion of fluid. Now what is meant by natural or free convection? In natural or free convection, the heat transfer takes place due to density difference. Example, assume this is a hot egg or any hot material, hot potato or hot egg, having a temperature of 70 degrees centigrade, and it is surrounded by air medium having with a temperature of 25 degrees centigrade. Now the fluid molecule or the air molecule which are adjacent to the surface of the hot egg will absorb some heat. Now by absorbing heat, its temperature increases, density decreases. We know that when density decreases, this fluid molecule becomes lighter and moves in upward direction. See here, the fluid molecule themselves carrying heat from higher temperature region and supplies to the lower temperature region, that is air. So after moving in upward direction, the fresh air molecule comes into contact to the hot surface. Like this, the heat transfer is carried from hot surface to the cold surface, hot region to the cold region. Now this occurs with the help of density difference. Therefore, the natural or free convection occurs due to density difference. Next, what is meant by forced convection? Take same example, a hot egg. But in this case, we are using a fan. By using a fan, the air is forcefully blowing on hot egg. When the air is forcefully blows on hot egg, what happens? Those air molecules carry heat from hot surface and supplies that heat to the air medium. Now, in forced convection, the heat transfer is carried by an external agency such as fans, blowers, compressors. Okay. Now, this mode of heat transfer is known as forced convection. Now, what is the governing equation? The governing equation for convection is Newton's law of cooling. The Newton's law of cooling, given the rate of heat transfer is directly proportional to the surface area and temperature difference, or the heat transfer, the convective heat transfer is equal to H, A, surface area, and temperature difference between solid surface and fluid medium, where H is convective heat transfer coefficient. This is the rate of heat transfer equation in the mode of convective mode of heat transfer. Now, for natural convective heat transfer coefficient, Q is equal to H F A delta T. For forced convection, the rate of heat transfer is equal to HD. HD represents forced convective heat transfer coefficient, surface area, and delta T. Generally, heat transfer carried in forced convection is greater than heat transfer carried in natural convection. Therefore, the convective heat transfer coefficient in forced convection is greater than convective heat transfer coefficient in natural convective heat transfer. Now radiation. Already we have discussed what is meant by radiation. Okay, it is a mode of heat transfer. It does not require any medium. It may travel even in vacuum. So every substance above 0 Kelvin will emit some radiation in the form of some energy in the form of electromagnetic waves, and the energy emitted by electromagnetic waves is known as radiation. Now the governing equation. Governing equation of radiation is Stefan's Boltzmann law. So according to Stefan's Boltzmann law, the heat transfer is directly proportional to area and temperature power 4. This temperature must and should be in, and the radiative heat transfer Q is sigma A T power 4, where sigma is Stefan Boltzmann constant. The sigma value is 5.67 into 10 to the power of minus 8 units, or watt per meter square Kelvin power 4. Please keep in mind, in radiation topic the temperature must and should be in Kelvin. Okay, the radiation is a surface phenomenon. Now see here, what is sigma value? Now how to remember this one? It is in sequence 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 to the power of 8. So 5.67 into 10 to the power of minus 8. See the value, what is the value here? Which is very, very low. The sigma is very low. Yes or no? It is 0.0000567, which is very, very low. As the sigma value is very low, radiation becomes significant at higher temperatures. Hope you understood. Now these are the governing equations for conduction, convection and radiation. Hope you understood the physical meaning of conduction, convection and radiation. Okay, we will continue in next class. Please like, comment and share to every engineering student who are preparing for GATE and public sector unit jobs. And these classes also useful for engineering students. And the material given in our Telegram channel. Please subscribe our Telegram channel for daily updates. And don't forget to activate the bell icon in YouTube channel to get daily updates.